Afternoon, VC. All right, so today is going to be mail call for this week. The Postal Service has been kicking some ass this year. Stuff's getting here fast. So yeah, we'll get into it here. And just to mention again, the flip videos, hope you're enjoying those. It's for Black History Month. And I think I might have enough artists for each day for the rest of the month. That was the goal. So yeah, you're seeing a lot of the jazz collection here. Not anywhere near all of it, but a good bit of the best leaders, band leaders from back in the day. All right, so first record that arrived, it was a pre-order through Bandcamp. The new Pile record, All Fiction. Some fantastic artwork on this. Great band from the Boston area. This is on Exploding in Sound Records, who they've been on for a while. Started way back in 2007. This band's very seasoned, been around a long time. The pandemic was not nice to them. You can hear it in this album. Really fucking dark album. And a complete departure from anything they've done before. Usually their stuff is very upfront with the guitars, really good, heavy, intricate guitar work. Not on this. The guitars are pushed to the back, and they now add synth into the mix, and it's up front a lot more. Yeah, I don't even know what to compare it to because I don't listen to that type of music too much. But yeah, they've already done like 4 music videos for this record, and so I'll leave links to some of those on here. But yeah, it's still Pile. It's still Rick McGuire. But yeah, it's pretty dark stuff. But will be up there for Album of the Year. Sounds really good. The bass and the drums especially are just kick-ass on that record. Next up, a couple records came from Vermont. Dom had sent a link to us, this record store up there, it's like Autumn Records or something, and they actually sell direct through Instagram. Like the whole deal is through Instagram, which is interesting. But they had a couple records that I passed on when I was out west on the dig with the guys, and when we were in Freak Beat, I saw these records, and I had to be a little bit limited. I was running out of room in the box. I knew I had to get records home with on the plane, so I left these behind and regretted it, and this is the first time I've seen them since. So I picked them up, and they were cheap. These are 2 Stockhausen records on the Deutsche Grammophon label, the Avant-Garde series. This one's from 1968. Gruppen, and yeah, stereo copy, maybe a first stereo German, and then also this one, which I really was looking for, Telemusic mixture, the green cover. This is like maybe a second German pressing from the original year. So this one's from, I think it was recorded in '66. I don't know if it was released, the copy I have, until later. But anyway, these were both at one point in the library at DePaul University, which is interesting. So someone checked these out and never returned them, or maybe they sold them. The library, I don't know if a lot of libraries are going digital now with stuff, with music or not, but here they are. Very happy to have these. These are fantastic pieces of music. This one being mostly avant-garde in nature. This one being more experimental, electronic. Very good stuff. Let's see. Next up, and I spun this last night. This is fantastic LP. The last one I needed for the JCOA Records label. This is the Pneumatic Swing Band, Roswell Rudd and the Jazz Composers Orchestra. absolutely fantastic. Recorded live at Loeb Student Center, New York University, July 6, 1973, and was recorded there live. So you get the crowd at the end of the songs with the applause. And it's an interesting record. No song is like the next. And it's a 25 or 26 piece group. And certain players get to shine at certain points. On side one, Beaver Harris kicks things off because he's the drummer and he has a solo and it's freaking killer, but it's a short track. The second track, there's a solo by Howard Johnson on tuba. Fuck you, Howard Johnson. I'm not a fan of the tuba. Luckily, that's only 2 minutes and 52 seconds. So we pass over that song. We get to Circulation. Fantastic track. Roswell Rudd on trombone. Out front with the solos there. And there's a lot of great players on this. Charlie Hayden's on bass. Dewey Redmond's here. Perry Robinson on clarinet. Enrico Rava trumpet. There's a whole French horn section. 3 French horns. There's a couple. Well, there's another tuba player with Howard Johnson, Bob Stewart. Huge group. Thing with this record is the B-side. Honestly, if they just made this record, the 2 tracks on the B-side and just split it among the sides, it'd be a fucking perfect record. The B-side is unbelievably good. Lullaby for Greg, 11 minutes 10 seconds, starts off with Sheila Jordan on vocal. This beautiful, sultry vocal with this repetitive groove going on with the whole group behind her. But when she gets off the mic, Dewey Redmond comes in, and it starts off, in the same vibe with a beautiful passages on the tenor. But then he starts to get out, and gets really free. The band tries to keep up, but he gets out and he's gone. He's beyond Pluto. He's in a freaking 7 galaxies beyond. And I couldn't figure out how in the hell this group was going to bring him back in. And they barely did at the end. Freaking barely brought Dewey Redmond back in to the mix at the end. Phenomenal stuff. And then Aerosphere, very percussive at the beginning of that one, and it's 14 minutes 15 seconds. Enrico Rava comes in later in the song with his solo on trumpet. This is just scorching. And then Charles Davis behind that on baritone sax, just really tearing it up. The whole B-side is free jazz to the max, except for the Sheila Jordan stuff, but she's fantastic. It's a really diverse record. Highly recommend. Even though there is tuba on it. This is a damn shame. Next, a record came from Record Wonderland, thanks to Chris Cole. He's always looking out for us. He had seen my ECM video, and I had mentioned there was only a few really that I care to find still with this label. The Everhard Weber albums I've never picked up in a shop. Some of the John Hassel stuff. I think Dom just showed one I don't have, that's just music, but not a whole lot of ECMs I really care to pick up, but this was one that I wanted to find, and they had a copy, so he sent it my way. Yellow Fields from Everhard Weber. A beautiful album, and a typical ECM sounding record. Moves into the fusion territory for me with the keyboards. Charlie Mariano really soars on this one, on the B-side, on the title track, Yellow Fields. The first side is really mellow, some good bass playing from Everhard Weber. And then the last song, John Christensen stands out to me on the drums, but Rainer Burninghaus on keys. But Charlie Mariano's probably my favorite part of this record. Yellow Fields, really chill stuff. Pretty good. I still need the other Weber. Next up, are a couple that arrived today that I didn't expect to get here this soon. So very pleased. One is basically a grail for me because I've been looking for it for so many years, for the ESP Disc collection. And this is the first time I've ever seen one come up for sale on Discogs, and it's just so happened I was talking with Joe Analog Archive. We were going back and forth on Instagram messaging, and I think he asked what I was missing from my ESP Disc collection. I said there's a couple I've never seen before. And I said this one and the Lowell Davidson, I think's the other one, and the guy from Boston, and at least originals. And I had gone to Discogs just because of that, just for shits and giggles, and there was this copy, and I immediately ordered it because it was such a cheap price too. And that's Zitro, the self-titled LP, phenomenal cover, and it is the first purple and white label edition from ESP Disc from 1967. If someone ever asks you what free jazz is, have them listen to this. This is a perfect free jazz record. It accompanies everything there is about free jazz. Phenomenal stuff. James Zitro's great drummer, percussionist. There's a lot of players on this you're never going to hear of and will probably never hear of again. Warren Gale, trumpet, Bert Wilson, tenor, Alan Praskin, alto, Michael Cohen, piano, Bruce Cale, bass. What a date. I mean, I love this record. This is absolutely killer free jazz. And only ESP Disc would have been putting something like this out in 1967. Phenomenal. Very stoked to have that record, and as cheaply as I was able to get it. Last but not least, the new record from Ramon Rodriguez, Barcelona. He is pretty much a god in Spain. He put together this band back in the day, Madee, before he started doing all his solo stuff as the new Ramon, where with Madee he sings in English. And this is their new album, Conundrum, that just came out on B-Core Disc. Yeah. Making friends since 1990. And this got here in like a week from Spain. I mean, something's going on with shipping. It's just things are moving and grooving right now. But friend Santi Garcia mastered this with Ramon. It sounds phenomenal. They just released a video for Live in My Words. It's really freaking good. Poppy stuff, but really good. Great song. He sings, the lyrics are actually poetry from a guy named Mark Swanson, who I believe is in Seattle, and a friend of the band. Their last album, they did another song similar using Mark Swanson's poetry. But yeah, the drummer, Antonio Pastius, he used to be the drummer for Mourn. And so, yeah, which is Ramon's daughters, Jazz and Leia. Very happy to get this already. And it is the limited green vinyl. It has the words, very plain inner with words. I'll show you the green. And this needs a clean already. But yeah, I'll leave a link to the video from this. Very happy to get it already. Can't believe it's here. But yeah, that's what came in this week. Looking forward to next week in the dig with the Zonk Man. And then there's a record convention in town next week. So I may or may not go to that. We'll see how I'm feeling. Peace.